Hello and happy Monday. Here's what's coming up today on The Riley King Show. Maduro maintains innocence as a federal case moves forward in New York. Trump singles a possible U.S. action against Colombia's president. Pentagon warns of action over senator's message to troops. Suspect arrested after vandalism at Vice President JD's Ohio home. And legal questions emerge after U.S. strike and capture of Venezuela's Maduro. That's all coming up on this Monday edition of The Riley King Show. It all begins right now. Hi everyone, and happy Monday. And welcome to this Monday edition of The Riley King Show. We have a lot to talk about today, so let's get started right now. It is Monday, January 5th, 2026. Let's begin now. First up, Maduro maintains innocence as federal case moves forward in New York. I am innocent. I am not guilty. I am a decent man. I am still president of my country, Nicolas Maduro declared as he appeared in a Manhattan federal court alongside with his wife. Both entered not guilty pleas to the charges against them during their initial appearance. The court scheduled their next hearing for March 17th. Until then, the couple will remain in federal custody at MDC in Brooklyn, New York. Trump singles possible U.S. action against Colombia's president. On Sunday, President Trump suggested that Colombian president could soon face action from the United States, drawing a parallel to the recent American operation in Venezuela that resulted in the capture of Nicolas Maduro and his transfer to the U.S. to stand trial. Pentagon warns of action over senator's message to troops. In a post on X, Secretary Hedgeseth said the Pentagon intends to hold Democrat Senator Mark Kelly accountable under the Military Code of Justice, citing a video in which Kelly told U.S. service members that they have the right to refuse unlawful orders. Suspect arrested after vandalism at Vice President Vance's Ohio home. A man was taken into custody after allegedly damaging property at Vice President J.D. Vance's residence in Ohio, including broken windows, according to the U.S. Secret Service. Legal questions emerge after U.S. strike and capture of Venezuelan's President Maduro. Nearly 2 days after the U.S. military strike in Venezuela led to the capture of Nicolas Maduro, constitutional questions persist over whether President Donald Trump was required to seek congressional approval before authorizing the operation. Secretary of State Marco Rubio defended the administration's actions, arguing that congressional constitution was not necessary. This is not an operation that required congressional approval, Rubio said, adding that similar actions have been carried out by U.S. presidents for decades. That view was challenged by U.S. Rep. Maggie Goodlander, who emphasized Congress's constitutional role. The Constitution entrusts Congress with war power for a very good reason, she said. Legal scholars say the issue is far from settled. Daniel Pye, a professor at the University of New Hampshire Franklin Pierce School of Law, said the debate reflects on long-standing tension between Congress's authority to declare war and the president's powers as commander-in-chief. What this comes down to is uncertainty over what counts as hostilities. Pye said he noted that while the airstrike could be viewed as failing within presidential authority, Congress retains the exclusive power to declare war in a way both sides are right. This is not a clearly defined thing, he said. The War Powers Act, passed in 1973, has become a central to the discussion. The law requires presidents to consult with Congress before involving U.S. force in armed conflict, but its constitutional statutes remain unsolved. Courts have either struck it down nor definitively upheld it, Pye said. Despite that uncertainty, Pye noted that Congress has other tools to assert its authority, including the power of the PRUs. Lawmakers could restrict or cut off funding for military operations they oppose, though they have historically been relevant to do so. Pye also said it's unlikely the court will intervene in the current dispute, citing past traditional relentless to the rule on war powers conflict. Maduro has been indicted on federal drug trafficking and weapon charges and was in court today. Pye said the circumstances on Maduro's capture are unlikely to have any impact on the criminal cases against him. Thank you for watching and tuning in for this edition of The Riley King Show. Enjoy the rest of your day and talk to you all tomorrow. Bye now. Thank you for watching this edition of The Riley King Show. If you want to see more episodes of The Riley King Show, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Also, don't forget to like today's video. Also, if you would like to show some support, you can do so by going to buymeacoffee.com/RileyKing and enter a amount to show your support. And thank you for watching today's edition of The Riley King Show, and thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please show your support. Thank you, and have a great day.